What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to episode 3 of the Team EC cast. I'm Isaac, aka Shuff, with my man Weapon K, Kyrie
What up?
Cooper, baby. So we want to thank everybody. The pilot episode and episode 2, we got a lot of strong feedback. That's why we're still here. You guys are, supporting it, and over the next few weeks, it's going to evolve. We're not going to give up too much, but it's going to evolve as Kyrie and I listen to the feedback and we get everything from everybody. Because again, we keep saying it. We want to provoke thought, and we want this show to be for you. Me and Kyrie talk. So we're going to do that regardless. But we want to make sure what we talk about on here is things that people want to know. So we're going to start to open things up more to help us with more topics and things of that nature. So with that little intro, Kyrie, what do you got to say, brother?
Man, let's get into it, brother. Let's get into it. I'm excited for this episode, man, because we touched on it a little bit on that last episode talking about mindset. And I know the people that hit me up about the podcast loved it. They loved it. They want some more of it. So let's talk first. Let's talk about just mindset off season. We can talk about prep later, but let's talk about off season. You're not very strict, so how do you still maintain that dog in the off season?
So Kyrie said off season, right? So there's no one way to look at things. So Kyrie's a strong minded. So when he says off season, I don't have to worry about him and have to rein him in. But it's not off season, because I know he's gonna do his thing. So we don't gotta worry about that. But not everybody's like that. So the way I kind of frame it up, it's you're in prep, you're in season, then you're in growth. There's no one way to kind of call it or anything like that. It just works different ways for every person. But that mindset in that off season, that growth season, there's two ways to look at it. Number one, if you've never competed before, so you've had one big long ass your entire life off season, you have to understand. It's like, okay, how long have I been working out? Do I have enough or any mature muscle? What class am I going to? There's a lot of research that you need to do. It's not just, oh, hey, let me jump into the gym, eat as much as I can, try to put on muscle. And then, you have to be very targeted and understand, what organization, what shows. This is why it's important to get a coach that knows what the heck they're doing, because they're going to guide you in the right way through that growth season. Because if you can grow a few months before you go into your first prep, that puts you ahead of so many people.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, they just jump right into prep, and then they find out just how actually skinny they are, or the lack of muscle. Then there's the other side of it, the side that Kyrie and I are familiar with, and that a lot of people listening to this are familiar with. You have all your judges' feedback.
Yeah.
And that's so this is the way I kind of do it, and I want to hear how Kyrie does it. I take everything. So I do a lot. So Kyrie is I show up once a year, win shit, and leave. That's Kyrie. Me, I try to win it all. I try to win as many of them as possible.
One's eating.
but guess what? We just like to win. But with that said, so actually it's a good juxtaposition. So Kyrie's sample size isn't quite as large, but that's fine. He still has feedback. That's all that matters. He has the feedback. So me, I have a larger sample size. So I have to be smart when I'm digging through that. I have to say, okay, let me first and foremost, is there any commonality? Like, for example, if everybody says you're too damn big, you got to move up. There might be, you might have to do that. If everybody's saying tighter core, bring up your whatever it is. So you get what that is. Whatever those, because you have to seek that out. If you want to get better, you have to seek that out. I don't want people just telling me, patting me on my back just because I oh, you're great. Kyrie right now is 2-0. And he ain't sitting here just worrying about, oh, well, what did I do great? Nah, he's trying to figure out, okay, what can I do to go 3-0, 4-0? And so you have to seek that out. So then once you have that, you build your plan around that. But something that I want to make sure I give credit to the proper person, and I heard from Andre Ferguson, he was like, yeah, you got to work on your weaknesses, but you still have to double down on your strengths. So just because you're working on the things that you need to bring up, which you do, that doesn't mean neglect it. So Kyrie and I both have tiny waists. So that doesn't mean, we're going to eat like crap and do all this stuff, because no. we want to make sure that we maintain it and do whatever we can. I mean, there's not a lot to bring it in, but if we can bring it in an extra shit, even an eighth of an inch, that's a huge thing, you know. So that's that big thing. So when you are somebody that's, you know, you've done a season and then you're going to a second season, you have to be so targeted and laser focused in that growth, and you have to really have, in a way, like that first question, almost the same mindset as prep, because you can't. While you can be a little bit looser on your nutrition, everything else, no room for error, because otherwise you're wasting time if you're screwing around in that point. Because one of the worst things that can happen is, well, one, that you don't get better because you need to keep getting better, but you do all this stuff, you do all this planning, you goof off, and then you get the same damn feedback the next year. So now it's rare that I say you wasted time. That is something where you've wasted time. If you didn't really work on those things and now they're telling you the same damn thing they was telling you before. So, Kyrie, I'm gonna throw it to you. What is your mindset, you know, in growth? And I'm gonna kind of give you a little bit of a frame up, because you're dealing with, quote unquote, a little bit less feedback than the typical competitor that's been in for 2 years.
Yeah, I love the feedback, right? But like they're like, hey, working your chest and shoulders, right? This is the most generic thing of all time. You look great, look in your chest and shoulders, brother. It's like dope, but I don't really look at that. I compare. Some people can do this. I compare my shot to like a Mr. Olympia, so like Brandon Hendrickson, and I compare him, like, okay, what do I truly need to? Because that's my competition. I'm coming after him. I'm not coming after a pro card. Like that's going to come eventually. That's going to come with it. So I'm aiming for the top. I'm aiming for the crown. And basically, you hit all the nails in the head for me already. You know, it's the same mindset as prep. You know, as soon as my prep ended, because I love prep, because it's so structured, so disciplined. You just go every day, same time. You know what you're eating. And I thrive in that environment. So my off season or growth season or improvement season is the same thing. I eat the same thing every day, all day. Refeeds on like the bigger body parts, the back days, the leg days. And also, like, this is my favorite, conquer or die. I'm going for the top. I already burned my boats. I can't go nowhere. I can't go nowhere anymore. I can't go back home. I have to take this damn island. So yeah, it's the same exact way as prep. And going back into prep, it's also like you have to make sure that your environment is flawless. Because mentally, if you are stressed out, let's say you have a stressful job, say you have a stressful relationship, your body's going to go down with it. Your cortisol level's going to rise, and then you're done. You're done. You're going to look like a bag of shit, a little bag of potatoes on stage. You know, you can't have that. So make sure your environment, someone come to you and like, hey man, like, you know, I heard so-and-so is doing so-and-so. It's like, get that drama out your life first, you know, before you hop into prep. Also, you touched on those new guys coming into prep with no off season and their little stream beans on stage. You know, they're 160 in the off season and they hop on stage and they like 120 because they haven't built a foundation. And I think that's really prevalent in the physique division, where it's very easy to step in. It's oversaturated with just new guys who's like been in the gym for 7 months, did an 8-week prep and was like, okay, I look amazing, you know, let's go for it.
And they run up against us.
Yeah, and then they get absolutely just smacked. But yeah, what do you think about that? Like just the environment with prep and all that.
So I will say our sport is a very selfish sport. So if you do not have a good support system around you, you're going to be in trouble. And what that means is if you don't have, whether it's spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever the people are around you, you can't fully expect them, if they've never done it, to understand it. But they have to understand you're going to be moody, because there's going to be time when carbs are low or calories are low, or you just got done doing cardio. You know, you're going to have to miss out on you know, different things. So when I say support, you don't need somebody telling you, oh, it's okay, and you know, that nonsense. You just need somebody that, and it's going to sound bad, but you need somebody that's going to stay out of your way and kind of let you be you and do you, because it's very, very, very selfish.
But let me cut you off for a second. Let's talk personal experience, because I know my personal experience of prep. I just PCS to Texas, which means I moved from Japan to Texas, and this was my first time me and my wife was in the same state. After I left for BMT and all that. So we was going through, the marriage growing pains. We're newlyweds and all that. And I'm in prep. So I'm moody, and it was a 7-week prep. So I was damn near starving, like in that hurry up mode. So it was really tough. But she stood by and understood, like, yo, this is just a season. So for you, how are you and your wife when you're going through prep?
Well, anybody that knows me knows I'm emotional. I'm extremely mentally strong and disciplined, all those different things. And that's what keeps my raging emotions in check. So anybody that's ever really been any kind of close to me knows that I'm emotional. So I got mood swings and, and all that stuff. But I'm also very quiet. Like, I know people that know, sometimes it's like, because I thrive and I'm okay in silence, and, and all that. So basically it's from being together for a long time that she kind of knows that she just, let me be.
Yeah.
Because so there's so much self-reliance in what we do. Like, I don't ask anybody to cook for me. I don't ask anybody to do, just to do these things. So then that way, for example, this is where a lot of people screw up. And it's on the guy's side. They don't know how to cook, or they barely know how to cook. You don't got to be freaking Chef Boyardee. You just got to be able to, not burn the house down kind of thing to eat the way we eat. Mm-hmm. And what'll happen is they'll ask, their spouse, their girlfriend, whoever to cook for them, and it ain't done right, or they use oils and stuff, and then that leads to a big blowout. So one of my keys that I did, I remember, especially, I got kids. So, I always made sure that if I was making everybody food, mine was over here, theirs was over there. And it was really just making sure that the understands that I need my alone time. Like, just kind of let me be, or the other thing. So it happened the most with my mom, because, my mom lives down here in Texas now. So I'll go visit her, and during prep, she was so concerned about me. Because this, if we sit still for a second, the body wants to go to sleep.
Yep, immediately.
So I'd be sitting there visiting with her, and I'd be looking like I'm wilting away. She's like, Isaac, are you okay? Everything like that. And so overall, to go to your point, when you are of sound mind and body, i.e., like, I go into prep tomorrow, so I'm not going to be in sound mind and body anymore. You have to have that conversation, especially if you've done it before, and say, hey, look, I'm going to be a little bit doom, whatever, however it manifests for you. So just let your person know, so that way when they see that you're, in a bad mood, or that you look like a zombie, nothing's wrong. It's just, it's part of the process. Yeah. So I guess, even though I already went the long route with it, I would say it's about communication. That's but it's, don't wait until you're in prep. Don't wait until some bad shit happens. Communicate on that front end, so that way when it pops, it's the same thing as from the coach standpoint. Somebody that's never been through prep before, I'm warning them about prep fog, about how we talked about, when we were prepping for this show, about how 2 weeks in, you're going to wonder why you don't look stage ready yet. Yeah. All these different things, the more you know up front, and the less surprises, I know you guys can't see me, I'm going to quote, the quote unquote, the easier it is to deal with all those things.
Mm-hmm. Well, also, you touched on something there where it's like, after 2 weeks in, you're not stage ready, you pissed off. You're like, coach, yo, drop the carbs, send it. So, I think every bodybuilder goes through this, where they would take progress pictures, and at the moment, they look like shit. Well, you look at the picture, and it'll look like you look like shit. But you look back like the next day, and you're like, holy fuck. Mm-hmm. So talk to me about that, man. Talk to me about how, the mental process and not complicating things on prep.
Right. So you hit a huge thing, not complicating things. So that's something that we're definitely gonna touch on. but the 2 week thing, what really happens is you need a coach that's going to explain to you what's going to happen from a mindset standpoint to prepare you. So my first prep, there was a lot I did not know. Had a coach, but not going down, talk somebody's not here to defend themselves. Didn't really give me a lot of heads up about a lot of things that happened. It was more we were reacting versus being proactive. And so I'm 2 weeks in, and like when I was like almost overly disciplined because the first week I used no seasoning, no condiments, no nothing on my food.
Did your coach tell you that, or did you just like?
He didn't know. He said I just didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm just sitting there, hand to God, taking me an hour to eat meal 4, eating 6 ounces of ground beef, brown rice, and broccoli. Trying to sit with, it took me an hour because it was so dry. And it's like, you know, and everything like that. So I went through this 2 weeks. Like, that was only week 1. Then I said something to him because I'm not even going front. I was about 5 days in. And look, most people that listen to this at this point kind of know my mental. And I was not ready to quit, but I was like, yo, this is going to be like this for 12 weeks. I don't know, brother. This might not be.
Yeah, I get that.
This might not be it, you know. And so, so then he told me, okay, you can do mustard. You know, kind of started telling me, you know, different little things I could do. So then I made that part easier. But still, that first 2 weeks, and I really in all the prep, everything I've done, I've only truly cheated once. Mm-hmm. But so I was on point because as I'll call it 99.9 because I might have missed something just a little bit. But I was on point. So I'm sitting there 2 weeks. I probably lost somewhere between 8 and 10 pounds. I'm like, ooh, in my mind, and I'm feeling, oh yeah, man, I'm be all ripped. I'm looking at the picture. I'm like, hold up, I still look like a doughboy.
You said doughboy.
What's going on here? Why don't I look stage ready yet? So so this is something I explain to our lifestyle clients too. I'm like, look, especially in the society we live in now, we're actually so used to not working hard that when we do work hard for more than, just a few hours, we're expecting a massive result.
Yeah.
And so it's hard for us to process doing 2 weeks of grind, a nitty gritty grind. And I don't want to say not seeing result, but not seeing that oh my God, that takes about 4 to 6 weeks to really see. Mm-hmm. So, but then the funniest thing about it is second prep, prepared for it. No way it's going to happen to me this time because I already know. Sure enough, 2 weeks in, sitting there like, why do I not look? It just hits me again. I'm like, damn. So the moral of that story with it, it's natural. It's okay. It's going to happen. Even the people at the top levels, the Raymonds, the Andres, the Brandon Fergusons, Hendricks and OG, all those guys. Now, Kyrie and I are physique guys, so we're gonna talk about the people that are in our category. But even like on the national side, even my peers that are at the top level of the national game, we all go through it, no matter what phase of prep until you're about 2 or 3 weeks out. When you're now you're show ready. Yeah. You sneeze and 10 abs pop out.
My favorite time of the year.
And everything like that. But the thing is though, it really, really is a true mind fuck because you do this hard work and then you're like, why do I not see this big result yet? And you have to tell yourself it's because it's part of the process. Tell yourself it's okay to feel that because if you try to fight that feeling and you try to, first off, you'll piss your coach off if you start saying, well, I need to do that. No, you don't. Mm-hmm. Shut up and just stick it out. Just stay with it. It's not about doing more. It's about staying with the process. Yeah. It's because then 2 weeks later, you're extremely happy. Then you have to be pissed off at your phone looking at the Coach B knowing text. Like,
yep. Hey, I told you so. So let me piggyback on that real quick. Because this is a little Cooper nugget for y'all on prep or about to go on prep or just lifestyle in general, right? You wouldn't hire a coach if you knew the answer. I'm going to say that one more time.
Ding, 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 ding.
You wouldn't hire a coach if you know the answer. So whenever they tell you, hey, we're going to bump up your cardio from 30 to 35 minutes, and you're just like, well, I'm doing da-da-da-da. Just remember, you don't know shit. Trust it. I promise. Because even in this deployment prep, there was moments where I even had some lapse of judgment where it was just like, dog, what is happening? You know, especially in the last few days, whenever I was about to leave, I was stressed out because I was nervous about going back home, blah, da, 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 da. So my physique started to go down. But I was like, yo, maybe I just need to do this. Maybe I just need to do that and this, that. And I had to take a step back and be like, bro, Kyle knows what the fuck he's doing. Shut up. You know, and it goes back to the 3 laws. Show up, work hard, and listen. That is it. That's all you got to do. Show up, work hard, and listen. This is for lifestyle and competition. Trust your coach, and you are going to be all right. If you had a decent coach. If you're following some bozo, I can't help you there. You know, it is what it is. Use your own judgment. But
real quick, to piggyback off of that, because this is what will happen, right? And I'm going to talk from personal experience. So people will see me posting pictures of all these people that are having great success and all that. And I tell them, I was like, because they listened.
Mm-hmm.
They listened. They asked questions, but they did not question. Big difference. Big difference between those two. And because then I get people, I want to be there. I want to be there. So Kyrie and myself, we have a plan to take over.
Mm-hmm.
He's got one side, I got the other side. You know, so we know what we're looking at. We know what we need to do and everything like that. Not everybody is built like that.
Not at all.
It took me a while to understand that, but not everybody's built like that. So, you know, when it comes to listening, because this is what it comes down to, you need to focus on you and just listen to what your coach is telling you, because there's a reason why they're telling you these things. And because if you don't, and you're sitting there looking at these people, well, I want to be TNC On Demand Client of the Month, or I want to be the next person that you're bragging about. Okay, well, listen. It's real simple. I don't give you no, I'm not going to tell you anything extra. Just listen.
Preach.
Well, should I do more? No, listen. Because you ain't been listening, and that's why you are where you are.
Mm-hmm.
It's really that simple.
You just win the day. That's it. Just win the day. That's all you got to do. Just make it. You can't win the day. Just focus on your next meal. I've learned that, and my life has completely changed, man. I promise you. Because you break this shit down, it gets simple. It gets real simple. Real simple. All right. So we beat that dead horse. Let's get on to the final topic. And I got a feeling we're gonna be talking about that forever, man. Just listen. Just like, because it's so easy, right? So easy just to listen. But it's just so hard.
You would think. So I got 4 kids under 9, right?
Ooh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. And they listen better than some of these adults. It's crazy. You know, people want to hear that. He's probably talking about me. I mean, look, you know, we're not here to lie to y'all. You know, so that's part of the stress of being on the coach side.
Yeah, you got that. Until I figure out what I'm doing, yeah, you got that, Chief. I do not want that stress. but coach, shut up. All right, let's get on to the fun stuff, bro. We haven't talked about your IG name. We mentioned it in the first episode. Second episode. Tell us about it.
Yeah, second episode, yeah. So, well, it's fitting that we kind of bring it up because I'm going in. I start prep. Well, for when you guys are listening to this, I'll have been into it for a couple of 3 days, but you know, I start tomorrow as of the recording. Yeah. So, but so where it came from, right? So, you know, my nickname. I have 2 nicknames. Well, I have a lot of nicknames, but 2 that are kind of like out there in the public, and one's just an abbreviation of the other. So we got the Shuffle God and Shuff. So people forget, some of these newer people forget about, you know, the Shuffle God. So basically it was kind of like a rebirth, you know. So I wanted to keep part of that, I won't say image, but part of that side of me and bring that on. So I thought about the people that, you know, influenced me a lot in what I've done in business and in life over the last few years. And basically it's 2 people that have been, you know, the soundtrack of everything that I've been doing really since like 2010. It's been, you know, it was Nip and it's Troy Ave. So I was like, you know, to pay homage to them. And unfortunately, right, I had to, dedicate my first prep to Nip because he had, he was murdered, about 3 months before I started, two or 3 months before I started. And, I wanted to pay homage to him because there's a lot of people that jumped on the bandwagon and were like, oh yeah, I've been listening to Nip since '08. Certain things that if people know me, they know part of why Nip is so close to me, but we'll leave that off of the other podcast, and stuff like that. But so he's been the soundtrack, for my life. And then I started listening to Troy Ave. So those basically my two favorite rappers. And sometimes people laugh, about being influenced by music, but they're two people that preach being self-made. They're two people that preach ownership. They're two people that preach about being real, about being true to yourself, taking care of your people. And those are all things that I think I embody, And so then I was like, let me just combine them, So I did, Nip Shelf Ave, and then because I know there's a lot of people that look at that and they're like, "What the hell is this man talking about?" But but that's where it came from. So the name means a lot. Because there's been a couple of times, and then shout out to my man Tom. I know he listens in because he knew I couldn't wait to put the Natty Pro on there. Like I could not wait. So once I got that Pro for, he was one of the people that joked because he saw it. He was like, "Bro, you did that shit in a heartbeat." I was like, "You damn right I did. I couldn't wait." I couldn't wait to do that. But I thought about, I was like, man, should I change it? And I was like, nah, because I wanna keep my athlete persona as that. I want it to always, always be that, because I think it's a representation of something that means a lot to me when I say the marathon continues, and when I'm, when I'm putting the race flags, or the checker flags, whatever you want to call them, which is the symbolization of the marathon. I've not stopped doing that. I'll never stop doing it. It's on shirts. It's always going to be there and be a part of me, because I'm so mad I never got a chance to meet Nip. And this is, look, because everybody got different kind of people in their lives and different things like that. But the influence and impact that he had on me goes way deeper than just, hey, he was a rapper that made cool songs. Yeah. It goes way deeper than that. Way, way, way deeper than that. So it's one of those things, right, where Kyrie and I are close. So he knows, just like I know, I can message him, he can message me if we need that little kick in the ass or whatever, right? But we're not always available. He might be sleeping, I might be sleeping. So it's always been, so there's always these different things. I could always press play, and he was always there. When I was up running and getting my fitness right, those two were the main ones in my ear. And then also shout out to, the King Shooter, but I haven't figured out how I'm going to add him in. I can't add him into my name, but, he's another one. There's a lot of people that played influence, but I wanted to really show that, really show the, the appreciation and everything like that, because then it's one of those things. If you want to get to know me, listen to them. I'll tell you a lot about why I am the way I am, and why I preach the things that I preach, and why we built our team in the way we've built it, because there's a lot of people that was on the team that pretended or acted like they embodied it, but it's just like Jay-Z said, it's only so long a fake thug can pretend.
Ooh, yeah.
And there's a lot of people that pretend to be real and pretend to be solid, but they're not. And it always shows. It always shows. So, it's just like it pays to be real. It's a painful thing, because my gosh, you get hurt a lot.
Yeah.
You get hurt a lot. Mm-hmm. But that pain is why people like myself and Kyrie are successful. Because instead of us folding and going in the corner and crying, we use that as fuel. And then when you see us, and when we release that, on some Goku Vegeta Super Saiyan shit, it's a whole different thing. So yeah, that's because it's fitting to talk about that name, because I'm going into my third prep, still repping it, and now it's crazy how many places you see that name.
Yeah, or you see your face on posters, bro. Like, I don't know. Whenever I was on my first poster, like, I printed it out and put it on my wall, like, immediately. So I know you got the same thing going on.
You know what? You know what the real funny thing is?
Hmm.
I haven't printed them out yet.
Bro, what?
I haven't printed them out yet. I don't know why.
You haven't put him in a dungeon yet?
Nope.
Oh.
Oddly enough, hey, if you are a promoter listening to this, send me a poster. I want posters again because I actually was just talking about how I want posters.
Mm-hmm.
You know, no, I'm gonna print them out. I just haven't decided how big yet.
Go to Office Max. Office Max can like blow them up.
Yeah, I just haven't decided how big yet. But I mean, you bring up a point, man, because I remember when you got on the one for Texas Cup for this upcoming Texas Cup, and I was happy, proud, but like what really was like dope about it, you weren't the only overall winner. That was a big ass show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the fact that they chose you, I was like, that's why I was real happy. I was like, you know, it wasn't like, you know, you won the biggest category out of a small ass show or some shit like that. That's like some historic, legendary shit. So, you know what I mean? And then it's just like I always talk about like, you know, the TNEC winning streak, and we're able to, you know, just keep building off of each other's wins. You know what I mean? And it's not just like anytime I'm on there, I never look at you. Sometimes I'll say your boy, just whatever like that, but I never look at it as a win for me. I look at it as a win for the team. You know, and because anybody that knows when you deal with me, I'm like, you better put my person on or put this like I'm always trying to bring somebody, you know, up with me. But you know, I'm glad you said that though, because I really do gotta stop messing around and get them shit.
Yeah, frame it out. Might as well. So what's next for you, man? I know you're going to prep tomorrow. So
yes.
How many shows this year? I think how many did you say?
All right, so it's either 11 or 12 right now.
Wait, huh? I'm sorry.
So it's either 11 or 12 right now. So my two main organizations that I'm in, NFF, which I'm the Dallas ambassador, that's Natural Fit Federation, and then GBO, Global Bodybuilding Organization. They're two. So NFF doesn't really have like a quote unquote big show, but their biggest show is with the most pro categories is the Super Show. So I'm doing that in July. So that's my big NFF show. And then the Atlas, which is the big GBO show, I'm doing the National Atlas because I already qualified for that, thank God. I'm doing that in December. They finally released a date for Natural Olympia, so you'll see me doing that.
When is that?
November 11th through the 14th.
So the weekend before Nationals, huh? Okay.
You see what's going on?
Okay.
You see what's going on?
All right.
You see what's going on?
Stomp. Wink, wink. Okay.
You see what's going on. So, and then I have a few others because I'm glad you asked that question because as an athlete, I want to get in a lot of shows this year for two reasons. One, to prove I'm the best. And on the natural side, part of proving you're the best, and shout out to my man Arius, because I feel right now, while yes, he got second at Natural Olympia, I think he's the standard in men's physique on the natural side because he, in 2020, he did at least 8 shows. It might be more, but he did right around 8 shows. And we competed against each other at Legacy. Great dude. And he to me, he set the standard. So even though he didn't win Natural Olympia, if I had to vote for who had the best 2020, my vote would go to him. You know what I mean? And so now it's like in my mind, on the other side, on the NPC IBBB side, I had too many B's there.
Yeah,
but
you
anyway.
had 3. Fuck it.
But on that side, you know, you have 2 shows. You have Arnold and you have the Olympia. 9 times out of 10, if you win the Olympia, we just kind of crown you as the best. You know, if you can win Arnold and Olympia, you're definitely the best. That's not even there's no discussion or anything like that other than, you know, you see me get round. But, you know, there's that. So on the natural side, you know, we don't really have, even as great and as prestigious as the Natural Olympia is, that person, there's still an argument because that person only did 1 or 2 shows. And let's just say I get clipped. Again, Ari's got clipped, right? You can still make the argument that he's overall had the better season, i.e. making him the best, competitor. So that's why I'm doing so many shows as an athlete. 2, in 2022, I want to step back a little bit. Only do like 4 shows and just do like the big ones. So that way For you guys, I can be there a little bit more as coach, manager, support, all those different things, and build us up on that business side to have other things in place. And then the other part of that is I'm trying to do as many organizations as possible. So that way we know what's what, who's what, and where we feel we can grow and we can be successful as a team and on the business end. Because there's a lot of these organizations, you know, the one that you had to burn your boats for, you know, that, you know, if you weren't willing to burn that boat, you'd be stuck. You would not be going where you're going right now. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a damn shame. You know what I'm saying? I mean, personal reasons, I'm so glad you did it, but you know, so I don't want to see that for any of us. You know what I mean? I want us to have our options and everything like that. So it's my job as the leader. Look, the best leader is the one that's jumping into the fire first.
Yeah.
I come out and tell you, hey guys, jump on in, it's warm. You know, so but also, yeah, man, look, I'm excited, man. Like real shit. I'm like really, really excited because I get to put myself to the test.
Okay.
You know, I really get to put myself to the test. You know, I've done 2 shows in a day.
Yeah.
Did that successfully. Yeah. You know me, got 2 top, second and a fifth, so I got 2 top 5s. So now it's like I'm fighting for that first pro win, you know. So I have my first 2 shows back to back. We go on April 17th, Margaritaville, so that's in Conroe. Mm. And then we have the Physique Showdown where I get to compete against people my own age. In Masters. That's going to be in Stafford, Texas. So, you know, that's the focus. Those 2 shows that right now, like we know what's going to happen, you know, down the road this year. But that's where the focus is right now, because obviously I'm not one of those dummies saying, "Oh, focus on that show." Now I got to focus on both of them because they're literally back. One's the 17th and the 24th. Yeah. So that's where my mind is right now, and you know we just gonna go there and represent and do how we do things. You know.
Do you remember what last year our roster, and then compared to this year, brother? We some dangerous motherfuckers, bro. We some dangerous dogs out here, man.
I mean, bro, like when you look at it from people that, you know, have grown through our ranks and the people that we've added to our ranks, I mean, I keep saying like 2020 was dope. You know, we opened it up strong, we finished it strong. We did a lot of strong stuff in between. But now, like, you know, 2021, it's legit scary what we're going to do. Yeah. It's legit scary because now it's not just a couple of beasts. It's a team.
This is monster.
Joker's just coming. Just like, wait a second, what? Wait. You two? Wait, you two? So I'm excited, man. See, just honestly, seeing the growth of the team is what excites me. You know what I mean? And seeing everybody seeing people getting better, seeing us coming together, and you know, knowing that I get to have a hand in watching all these people be successful. You know, different ways. Some coach way, some motivator way, some man would in all the different ways. But it's really great to be able to say, hey, I helped that person. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like, and not on some, oh, give me credit, so I did this. No. Like to just be able to say and watch that, and then, you know, see people succeed and see people. I overuse it, but I don't give a shit because it's the truth. When you see people like when they're like Neo in the Matrix, when he finally realizes what he is, and you see that light bulb go off for somebody. I mean, I will never get tired of that. Never, ever get tired of that. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
We definitely over time. But hey, that was some good conversation, bro.
Hey, I mean,
that was some good conversation.
But we said we're bringing the real, man. Yeah. Bringing the real.
All right, I appreciate you guys for watching. You got anything, Isaac?
Since we went over, not much other than just stay tuned, tap in, and please, let us know more what you want more of, what you want less of, because we really, you know, in these first, I'll probably say 10 episodes, as we're going to do them weekly, it's going to be a lot about the evolution and growth. you know, and we need your help. We're asking for your help. This isn't just some goofy, you know, tell me I'm great. No. We want to know. We really want to know what we can do to make this better, so that way we can grow and we can give you guys more. That's all I got.
Video is coming soon. Like he said, it's just give it time. We're gonna evolve. It's gonna look nice. You know, we don't want to half-ass it. Not at all. Subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Yep.
Follow us on Instagram at the No Excuse Crew. Follow me at Kyrie Cooper. Good luck trying to spell that. And that's it, guys. I hope you guys have a blessed week. Thank you for subscribing to TNC On Demand. And stay tuned for next week. Later.
Peace.